Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you for joining me today. My name is Cupid and I am an artist and a tarot reader. Today's reading is all about the gossip on you, the current gossip on you. All right, I am super excited. Before we get into the groups though, I do have to give the usual disclaimer that this reading is for an unseen collective. So some messages may resonate and some may not. If the message does not resonate, then just leave it. It's probably for somebody else, okay? So take what resonates for you and leave what does not, okay? Today I do have some crystals for you to choose from along with the images. So after this intro, if you prefer to choose from the images, you will then be able to pause and determine which group you resonate with. As for your crystals, for group 1, we have this amethyst. Group 1 is the amethyst. Group 2 is this, I think it's like a spotted tourmaline. Group 2 is this spotted tourmaline. And group 3 is this carnelian. I think it is a carnelian. Group 3 is carnelian. Okay. So I'll do that one more time. Group 1. Group 2. And group 3. So like I said, if you prefer to choose with the images, you guys will be able to do that in just a second. And all timestamps for each group will be in the description box below. So catch you guys at your readings. Group 1, welcome to your reading. You have chosen the first image or this amethyst stone, okay? So, already around you, there's this energy of anticipation. So, the gossip on you is that you have something coming. Something is coming. You're working on something, something soon. There's this energy of inevitability or eventually, right? So people are kind of waiting for something to pop off for you or waiting for you to reveal something, okay? The first card out is noon. So with this noon, that's where I'm getting most of this anticipation energy. People feeling like this is not the end. It's not over. There's still more time. There's just this energy of that there is something else coming down the pipeline, but also this energy of like time running out, right? When it's noon, half the day is over technically. So there's this energy of like this end is near sort of energy, but I don't think it's like the end. It's giving something that people can't name. There are people who are paying attention to you, but they don't know what you're working on. So this could have to do with your work or your ambitions, your dreams, your goals, or just maybe there's just some goal. It could be more social or personal, not necessarily tied to like your career or anything. But it's like there's this energy that something is going to turn, right? People are feeling like a change is going to be coming soon. They don't know what it is. They can't tell what it is, but they can kind of feel from your vibe, the way you're acting. If this is social media related, they can tell by the way you're posting that something is going to be revealed soon about what you're doing, what you've been working on, right? Here we have script above it, and I thought this was so interesting because I feel like this has to do with expectations, right? I feel like in some ways, part of the gossip is that you are subverting expectations, right? Maybe there are people who are keeping an eye on that are keeping an eye on you, who are all up in your business. These people had like an idea in their head of who you were going to be or how you were going to manifest your dreams, right? They had an idea in their head of how things were supposed to go. And notice how I said supposed to. So these people are kind of like bots, right? These people, they just kind of follow the status quo. They're not really trying to shake things up or change anything. They might posture like that they are superior. They may posture that they are better than other people. I'm getting that very clear. Like, that's coming through. But at the same time, they aren't really free thinkers. They kind of just do what is expected of them. And they feel rewarded because they are such good assimilators, right? And so these people are like, it's almost like they're noticing that you are not going by the script. They're noticing that you're not assimilating. And so it has their eyes like really on you, like really paying attention to what you're doing, because it's like addictive. Like, they don't really know what you're going to do next. You're not following the script. You're never doing what they expect. Okay. And so that's why they keep having this energy that it's like a feedback loop. It's like, because you're never doing what they expect, they always have this energy of anticipation, right? The gossip is that you have people just kind of waiting and anticipating, because you always seem to come out with something unprecedented or unexpected, right? And so there's an energy of high key just being addicted to what you're going to do next. I'm not going to lie. But it's like with noon, it's like there's more to come. Like, you're not over. Like, you're giving like the longest day the longest day in history, right? Like, it's only noon, right? It's only noon. It's only midday, right? We still have 6 more hours before dinner. And then even after that, we got hella shit we were going to do tonight. So it's like your day isn't over yet. Your 15 minutes of fame isn't over yet. The attention you're getting or the momentum that you're on, it's not over, right? I'm getting, you haven't even reached your peak. Okay? So group 1, already the gossip there is that you have not reached your peak. You have not reached, it's like you haven't, and maybe there's an energy here of, is this your peak, right? Because noon is the kind of like, even though it's the high point, it's kind of like the sun is in the sky usually. Well, it's not even important. But some people may feel like this should be your peak, right? Maybe some people feel like you're not going to get better, right? They're kind of hoping, or they're like, is this going to be their peak? Are they going to peak today, right? Is this the best? It's like they're almost like anticipating you reaching the highest point you can go very soon. And they high key want that to happen because they want to see you fall. I'm not going to lie. I feel like there are people who want to see you fall. That's the gossip. I'm not going to lie. Okay. We need to get into these other cards, group 1. But straight up, the gossip is that whoever these people are, they're watching you do what you do. They can tell you have more in you, right? They can tell that you're still pushing, you're still going, but they feel like soon, because of the script that they follow, they're projecting that script onto you. And so they're like, oh, well, soon they're going to reach their peak and then they're going to start declining, right? They're not going to get better. And so that's what they're hoping for. They're hoping that you're not going to get better, even though you still have more to do. They want to see you just not get better. Okay. Then we have this 3 of Pentacles. So, and it's like a structure, like a window, but it's like they're building on top of each other, right? A peak to this peak. And so the gossip is that people see you building onto, and that part's very specific. Like, you're building onto something you did before. You're building onto, some previous work or previous lessons. People see you literally like expanding, right? It's like an expansion happening. But at the same time with this storm, I'm getting like there's this energy, there's this projected energy of chaos around you, right? There's like a projected energy of chaos and failure. Somebody here wants the truth to be that you're not organized, right? That you're not succeeding. You're not, structured. You're not, you don't, like somebody wants there to be like an inherent failure in what you're going to do. With the storm is letting me know that you could have had some chaos in the past, or maybe somebody at some point they witnessed you at a low point or a difficult point, and it's like they're projecting that chaos into your present and your future. They're like, well, such and such was like this when I knew them, so their life is probably not together, right? This person, when I knew them, they always slept in, so I know that they're not working that hard. It's basically it's like that kind of energy. Like, this person, when I knew them, they book bag was always a mess, so there's no way they're gonna reach their goals. I just know that their life is a mess, like they book bag was. You know what I mean? It's like they see what you're really doing, but at the same time, they don't want to see it for what it is. Like, this is not, and I feel like you may do things in a non-conventional way, right? You have a non-typical way of doing things. So to other people, it may look messy. It may look disorganized. It may look atypical or like non-typical. I'm sorry. It may look non-typical, right? It may look like you're doing things in a way that's not going to work, but for you it works, right? And I'm going to get into that. For you it works. And so these people, it's like they're looking at what you're doing, but because you're doing it in a way that they don't understand or they don't agree with, they are projecting chaos and disorganization, right? Incompetency, right? They're projecting this incompetency on you. Like, no, this person, they don't really know what they're doing. They're not really smart. They're not really capable, right? But that's because they don't really understand what you're doing. And that's where we come to with this hangman and then the talk. So first of all, with the hangman, and I feel like with this hangman, this is like the biggest projection, okay? The gossip is that they don't understand you, right? With the hangman, the gossip is that they don't understand you. They don't understand what you're talking about. They don't understand your perspective, right? And because they don't understand your perspective, they're gossiping, saying that you're just doing some nonsense, or you're just saying something that don't matter, or you're just doing whatever. Like, because they don't understand what you're doing or what you're saying or where you're coming from, they're saying that you are the one that is confused, right? You're the one, you don't know what you're doing. You don't really understand how life works, right? There's something here about you don't really understand how things work, right? Because like I said, with these wait, no, did I call that the Three of Pentacles? Oh. But you know what? That works. It's like, yeah, it's a projection. It's such a projection. So I apologize, group one. Let's go back. So I called this the Three of Pentacles before, but it's the Five of Pentacles. And like I said with the storm. So I feel like what I said before was correct. Like, that is the energy I'm getting. That they're projecting that you don't have your life together. They're projecting that you don't know what you're doing. But I definitely feel like it has to do with the past, okay? I feel like people could be talking about saying you're going to run out of time. I'm getting this energy of like running out of time, right? I'm getting this energy of there's like a quote. It's like, make it, right? I'm hearing them say make it, right? So there's this energy around you need to make it, right? If you don't make it soon, somebody feels like a deadline is coming up, right? There's this projection of a deadline coming up, and feeling like you're not organized, or you don't have the competency, you don't have the material, you don't have the resources. But I feel like this is all just this big projection. Somebody wants you to reach a wall. Somebody is gossiping that you're all talk, right? With the Hangman, they're saying you're all talk. You've reached a wall. You've reached your limit, right? Somebody wants to say you've reached your limit and you can't gain more, right? But at the same time, I feel like they don't understand what you're talking. They're the ones who don't understand what you're talking about. Okay? I feel like they don't really understand where you're coming from at all. And I feel like with the Hangman, oh, okay, we have the Ten of Cups underneath. So this could be family talking about this. But I also feel like, because what I wanted to know was the truth about you. The truth about you is that you're happy and you're fulfilled, right? You're abundant. You have love and support. And so whatever you're talking about, I feel like it has to do with growth or self-development, okay? Whatever you're talking about, it could be about how you got to where you are going, or it could be about your plans. But somebody's trying to play and act like you don't know what you're talking about. Like they're trying to play and act like you're just pretending to have experience. But behind it all, you have what it is that you preach, or you have what it is that you say you have. And so I feel like at the end of the day, this talk is really about them. They're all talk. They don't actually know what they're talking about. There's no precedence to what they're saying. And I feel like this reading is interesting because it's showing like, yes, this is what they're saying, but it's also showing me like this double edge, right? They're saying this, but it's really based on their own thoughts and feelings. It's not really based on you, okay? And I feel like these are people, or a person that I feel like they feel this about themselves. They feel like they don't want to admit it, but they're the ones who feel like they don't have anything. They're the ones who feel like they're either misunderstood or maybe they don't understand things, right? They're the ones that may feel like they're running out of time. And so they need to project that onto you, that you are running out of time, right? You haven't proven yourself, because they're afraid that they're running out of time. But they can't run out of time. They can't run out of time alone, right? They can't be the only one who didn't make it. So they got to hope that you don't make it too. They got to hope that you're running out of ideas as well. You know what I mean? With this 8 of Cups here, and I'm going to try and make sure I'm paying attention, y'all. With this 8 of Cups, I heard they'll see, right? Hot seat. The gossip is that they're watching you and they're not going to stop, right? Which I think is funny. Whoever they're talking to about you, it's like they're basically admitting to this person that they are going to be in the front row to watch you fail. But really, that just sounds like you're a fan. Like, it just sounds like you're a fan, but you don't want to be. Okay? So they're trying to talk like they're the judge, right? With the hot seat. They're trying to talk like they are ready to watch your downfall. You know, it's going to prove that they were right all along. And with the 8 of Cups, they're hoping, it's like they want to be right? But I also feel like this is Spirit saying that they're going to feel foolish. It's like it's going to flip on them. Like they want to be in the front row to watch you fail, but basically they're going to get a front row seat to you doing the exact opposite. That's going to have them real hot when they see that they get a front row seat to your success, right? When you break that ceiling, they want you to have reached your limit, right? They want you to decline, but they don't understand that you still have time. That's what Spirit's saying. It's like they want to act like time is running out, but they don't understand that you can still do what you want to do. There's no real time limit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, today can end, but you still got tomorrow. Like, you know, and that's what this person has, like a lack mindset. It's like they're racing against time but time just keeps going. You know what I mean? Like, today wasn't a great day, tomorrow will be a better day. I mean, like, you can still, my thing is, as long as you're alive, you can keep trying to have a better day. You know what I mean? But it's like, they're basically, the gossip is that they're basically, I'm hearing somebody be like, they'll see, and they better not say anything to me. I told them I told y'all she was going to, I was right. Like, I'm getting this person who keeps being like, I said it was going to be like that. I told y'all it was going to play out like that. But to me, I'm seeing them like they're going to be the ones in the end with egg all over their face because they were wrong. They were loud and wrong. And I just feel like they're the ones, it's like they are the ones who are disorganized. They're the ones who has the lack mentality, because with this Five of Pentacles, they're trying to project that you don't really got it. You don't really got it like that. They're trying to project that you don't really know what you're talking about. But see, they're projecting it because that's their limited mindset. That defines their limitation. They can't see how they don't see it. Their mind is limited. They don't got it like that. They have the lack mindset. They can't see past today, right? If things don't work out immediately for this person, they failed. If things don't work out within a specific time frame for this person, then they failed. They don't conceptualize, you just keep going. They can't conceptualize that. Okay? But they have so much to say about what you know or don't know, or how much time you have, but they don't understand that you're thinking, and it's like they see that it's obvious that you have a different perspective, but they don't understand your perspective. So like they trying to frame you like this weirdo, basically. Anyway, that's all I have for you today, Group 1. I really hope you enjoyed this reading and or it resonated. If it did, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment. And if you would like to be notified whenever I post new videos, then make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. Bye, Group 1. Group 2, you have chosen the second image, or this spotted tourmaline. Okay, so the gossip on you is relatively straightforward. Somebody feels, it's either one person or maybe a couple people, feel like you are not over your ex, right? There is this energy that you are not over a past heartbreak. But let's just get right into it. Group 2. Let me just take a sip of my coffee. All right, Group 2. So the first card here is complication. Oh, and discovery is right underneath this. So this could be coming from somebody that you're currently dating. I'm getting that pretty strongly for some of you. So it's not all of you. Some of you it's just like friends, family, or somebody close to you. For others, this is somebody that you're dating. And they have discovered something. They could have walked up on something, ran into something, saw something, heard something, whatever, that confirmed to them that you are not in the right place to be having a new relationship, right? So with complication, and what I love about this is like, it's like their fingers are like stuck in this web, right? And so somebody sees you as like having this web attached to you, having this, having this, chaos or this mess attached to you, and somebody feeling like they can't really help you with this. They can't really work with you with this, right? And I don't always see this card as like non-cooperative, but I am seeing this as like somebody acknowledging, either how something is unsustainable or it's just too much. They don't feel equipped, right? And because of that, they want to talk. Now, I am getting this. For some of you, this is a couple things. For some of you, you're not over an ex, right? And for others of you, not only are you not over this ex, but you are still talking to them and or seeing them, hanging out with them, right? So with this discovery, I mean, this is somebody pulling up at a house. This is somebody pulling up at a house. So, and hey, if this is not you, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Maybe you're just still not over it. But for another person, they've been hanging out with their ex, right? So if you've been hanging out with the ex, you got caught, you got seen, you were seen in this person's presence. You were seen committing to maintaining a connection with this person. And they want to talk to you about this. They feel like I said, for some of you, this is like, they know that you're still in communication with this ex, or they know you want to be in communication with this ex, and they feel like they need to talk to you about this immediately with storm underneath. I feel like they know it's like, I don't want to say they know, but they definitely like worry that it's gonna be blown out of proportion. They're apprehensive of bringing this up to you or how to bring this up to you, because they really don't want to fight. They don't want to argue. And it's almost like they just don't know what the consequences would be of, bringing this up to you. They don't know what's going to happen. Whoever this is, whether this is somebody close to you or somebody that you're dating right now, they feel, the gossip is that you basically denied that you were not over your ex, right? So here we have the Six of Swords. And when this Six of Swords came out, it came out in reverse, right? And so straight up, you're not over it, right? You're not over it. With the Six of Swords in reverse, I'm also getting that you're not really, and this is the gossip on you. So whether they're correct or not, that's not what we're talking about. That could come through, but mainly this is just what is the gossip. And the gossip is that you haven't even really started or done the work, right, of getting over it. The gossip is that you're not actually doing what you need to do to get over this ex, right? It came out like this, like you're not rowing this boat, you're not in this water, you're not trying to get over it. And there's this King of Swords underneath here. So I feel like this is like somebody, maybe that was a boundary for somebody, that you had to be over your past relationship, or they don't want to get caught up. But like, I'm getting this other person, it makes them defensive. It makes them defensive that, one, you still feel some type of way, but then two, that you lied about it, right? And with this no, I feel like this is just the denial. Ooh, I feel it. I feel it both ways. Again, it's like this no represents your denial. You saying, no, I'm over it. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not still into my ex. No, I'm not still talking to my ex. No, I don't feel. This is you basically saying, no, I'm good. But then this is also their no, right? This is like a big no for them, right? If this is a person that you're talking to, this is a huge boundary breach, because I'm getting that maybe they have been in situations where they were them versus the ex. They don't want that kind of drama, right? If this is somebody who just is close to you and is like trying to give you advice, they just feel like it's wrong. They just feel like, I don't know why they feel so strongly, or how close your relationship is, but they definitely just feel like you shouldn't, they just really feel like it's not right for you to be dating, even though you really can't commit. You really can't commit emotionally. You know what I mean? Like, you may want another boo to go out with, but you can't really. And I'm getting, for some of you, you're still talking to this ex. And so like, that's where the big like moral thing is coming in. It's like, you're still in communication with this person. You're still meeting up with this person. So how can you posture like you're open to another relationship when you're really still dealing with somebody else behind the scenes? That's what somebody's saying. Like I said, this is somebody close to you or somebody you're dating. They're like, how can you, that's not right. They're saying that you need to spend some time alone with the Hermit card. They're saying that you really need to take some time to sort this out before you get involved with another person, right? You need to take the time to figure out what you really want to do. Where do you really want to be, right? If you want to go and make that relationship work, that's fair, but you should go do that. Right? Somebody feels like you really need to take the time to even just get over it. Maybe you're just still in the process of getting over it. And trust me, I've been there. Especially when you're close, it's easy to keep talking or think, try and be friends, but that just muddies the water. So it's like, maybe you just need to go through some growth and some time to really figure out what do you want to do? And two, how do you break free truly from that connection, because it's not fair, right? You can't really start a new connection with a solid foundation when you're still holding on to a person from the past, right? And it's not fair to the other person, but it's not fair to your connection. You're not giving your connection a fair chance if that's how you're doing it, right? And so somebody is just saying like, you need to take some time to really sort this out, figure out what you want to do, right? And maybe this has to do with your spirituality, your discernment, like really building up maybe, like I said, your spiritual discernment, but also maybe your self-esteem, or build up that sense of being good on your own, because there's also this 8 of Pentacles. Somebody's saying that you need to worry about your money. Somebody's saying that you need to worry about your stability, your growth, yourself, right? This is more of a growth of self, right? Hermit, High Priestess, and then the 8 of Pentacles. Somebody is saying that like, you're just, there's like a maturity here, right? This like developing this like fortitude, because why are you still talking to your ex? And why are you dating while you're still talking to your ex? Is it because you and your ex are not together? Are you not going to get back together? Like, it's messy. It's complicated, right? It's complicated with this web. Somebody is saying like, I don't want to get stuck in this. I don't want to get caught up in this messy situation. They're saying date came out in reverse. I left it like this just for effect, but like, they're basically saying like, you shouldn't be dating, right? If you got this, you still talking to your ex, and you probably still talking to another ex, and not to be judgmental, but these are like connections that they're making. They are putting this together. They're like, if you're talking to your ex and then you're also trying to date me, and to them it's like, what is this setup? What is this setup? What are you trying to get me caught up in, right? They kind of discovered that this is not sustainable, and they just feel like you need to take some. They're basically saying, please don't date me. Don't date me. Like, I'm not finna date you. But they're also saying like, you really shouldn't be dating anybody else. If this is what's going on, if this is, how it is, it's not fair. You know what I mean? And they're basically saying like, with the last card here, Queen of Cups, they're saying like, your big heart, your sensitivity, your feelings, like you were just hurt, your emotions, they're basically saying like, it's not an excuse. Okay, it's not an excuse for them, right? Or they're saying it is an excuse. Like, they're saying like, you're using it as an excuse for some type of spiritual weakness, right? Because we have this 5 of Wands underneath here, right? This is like wanting, and then we have the Star. So it's like wanting something unattainable, or wanting something that you can't have. And with the 5 of Wands, feeling a need to prove yourself worthy, right? Defending your ego, not wanting to lose, not wanting to back down. This person sees you, even though you're the Queen of Cups, they feel like, yes, you are loving, you are giving. They also feel like you're defending what you invested. It's like, they feel like you're letting your emotions and your sensitivity and your desire to nurture or give or whatever, they're seeing it as you giving into the weak part of it, right? Where you're not really guiding yourself. You're letting yourself be guided by this emotional, I don't even know what to call this, right? They're feeling like you're letting this guide you instead of you guiding it. And that's why they see it as an excuse. They're like talking about how, like, yes, you can be loving, but at what point do you accept that the relationship is over? Or at what point do you decide that you're giving to something unnecessarily that is out of reach, right? And that what you really want, we have the Empress underneath here. Somebody's saying, like, you can get what you want if you allow yourself to let go of what is not what you want. And so there's just this talk about this person, this ex, it's not sincere. You continuing to talk to them, you being unwilling or unable or having a hard time letting go. It's not because there's a sincere desire. Somebody's saying that it's more so about you just not wanting to lose, you not wanting to feel like you lost, right? But you need to let that go. And you shouldn't date anyone else until you have let that go. There's a level of concern. I think coming from whoever is saying this, there's a level of genuine concern and care for you. But I also feel like this is somebody who's stating like a very clear boundary. And look, for some of you, this is you saying this about somebody else. So, like I said, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you watch tarot videos, you probably know that, yeah, you can flip the energy. But just in case somebody doesn't know that they can do that, if you feel like the energy is actually the other way, that you are talking about somebody else who isn't over their ex, then that's your story. But either way, what's being said is that if you're not over your ex and you're still trying to get them back or still trying to prove that y'all still this or that, then you really shouldn't be dating other people. And no amount of having a big heart or caring or loving is going to be an excuse to basically just play games with people, right? Because if you're still talking to your ex, then you're really not, like I said, giving that other person a chance. You're just wasting their time. So anyway, that's the gossip group 2. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. I also hope it resonated. If it did, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment. And if you would like to be notified whenever I post new videos, then please subscribe and ring the notification bell. Bye. Group 3, you have chosen this carnelian stone. Okay. Let me just take a sip of my coffee. Okay, group 3. Somebody's talking about your past relationship, right? So this could be the relationship they had with you, or they're talking about a past relationship you had with somebody else, right? I'm getting that somebody that you were involved with wanted to play games. They wanted to play games with you. Somebody was not serious. They were really just trying to hook up. They were trying to run the streets. And they kind of played with you for the last time, right? And so I am referencing the first card here, which is play, right? I feel like I said, this person was childish. They weren't taking things serious. It wasn't even just that they didn't want something serious. I'm getting somebody who they weren't taking life, like there were multiple things that they weren't taking seriously. They weren't thinking of things like in the long run, right? This is somebody who was short-sighted. And I'm also getting somebody who had a hard time with consequences, like believing that the consequences were going to happen, okay? And with this lighthouse here, this is how you showed up in their life. You were somebody who, I feel like your door was always open to them, right? You were always there for them, always willing to listen to them, help them, pick them up, right? God, take them home, right? I almost said guide them home with the lighthouse, but I'm hearing, no, you actually would take them home. Make sure they got home safe at night. And you were a stable, supportive person, whether you guys were in a romantic relationship or a platonic relationship. This could be a friend. This could even be a sibling, but you were really there for them, and you were really, solid, right? You were solid, and looked out for them also. You could be older than them, or you could just be taller than them. But underneath that, we have abandon. So what I forgot to mention was that this lighthouse came in reverse. So the gossip about you is that you're no longer this supportive person. You're no longer looking out for them. You're no longer a safe space for this person. This person can no longer have access to you and utilize your resources, right? The amenities that you come with, right? They can no longer participate, right? You have abandoned them. So this could be somebody talking about how you abandoned them, right? This past relationship. It could be that person saying that either they feel abandoned or you abandoned them. I'm hearing somebody say, I never thought they would leave. I can't believe they left me, right? Or I didn't think they would leave me, or they're saying something like that. Okay? And they're just upset because they don't have this support. I feel like they were really relying on you looking out for them or you being available, right? This is somebody, maybe like this is regular. Maybe they seek you out for something regularly, like they regularly need a ride, or they regularly need some money, or they regularly need something from you that you are providing with this lighthouse, looking out for them. But because they tried to play with you in some way, this person disrespected you. And I feel like this person is undisciplined. And this person, when I say they wanted to be running the streets, like if this was not somebody you were involved with romantically or sexually, this could even be your child or a friend or a cousin. It's like they didn't want to operate in a way that was conducive or productive or respectful. They wanted to be disrespectful because for whatever reason they felt like it was funner, or they felt like they were going to get more respect out of it. And I feel like from you, they didn't. They lost you, right? Here we have this 9 of Pentacles. And so the gossip is that you're worrying about yourself now. The resources that you were holding out for them, that you were willing to put towards them, you're putting it towards yourself. You're not around providing for them anymore, right? You are living, I heard single life. So you're living your single life, right? You're solo dolo. Maybe you don't have a friend anymore but it's like, with this permission card above it, I feel like this person almost, remember when I said that they were like, I didn't think they would leave me. It's almost like they had this codependent mindset where they thought your codependence was mutual, right? But it's like, no, it wasn't mutual, boo-boo. You needed me. You were relying on me, right? They're seeing now that you were never or you sure as hell aren't codependent now. You don't need permission to leave them behind. Maybe you walked away without a conversation. Maybe you didn't really explain, but you don't have to explain why you're cutting them off. You don't have to explain why you're doing things the way you're doing them now, because you're not codependent. You were never on their payroll. You were never, you know what I'm saying? Like you were never caught up like they wanted to pretend like you were, right? And I'm getting an energy of somebody who, maybe they do this with a lot of people. They have a lot of people they keep on a roster, or that they cycle through to use for different stuff, right? They have people that they use for this. Like when they hear, they're going to call this person for a ride. When they hear, they're going to call this person for some money. When they are here, they're going to ask this person if they can stay with them, right? This person, they have like a roster of people that they use for resources, and you are no longer one of them, right? I'm getting this energy where somebody feel like they had shit on lock, like they were the mastermind running this ring of people who they were just using for stuff, so they didn't have to do anything. This person is seeing you as the meanie, right? They're seeing you as a big meanie. You're haunting them, right? You guys, this picture makes me think of the crooked neck lady from, I think it's The Haunting at Bly Manor, right? So spoiler alert, one of the characters, she's haunted by this shadowed figure of a bent neck lady like this. And in the end, it's her, right? It's her with her neck bent. She realizes this only in the end, right? And I feel like that it was her the whole time. And I think that's where this person is, like, it's them the whole time, right? They want to act like they're haunted by you, right? And this could be something that somebody else is saying, right? Whoever's gossiping, they're talking about this person. They're like, that person want to act like they're haunted by you, and they're just so upset. They're just so disturbed by you leaving them behind, right? And they want to paint you as this villain, but really the whole time the villain was them, right? The whole time they were the one causing havoc and haunting and disturbing their connection, right? It's their actions that are haunting them. You know what I'm saying? Like they want to pretend like they're thinking back how you left them, but really they're thinking over and over and over again about the stupid shit they did that they were hoping that they were going to get away with, right? So silly. So silly. So, yeah, that's what this permission card is. Like, you don't need permission. You were being nice. You were being generous. You were giving a damn. Now you don't. Bye. Right? Like, here we have the King of Wands. So I definitely feel like there's somebody talking about you and this person, and they're going in on this person, right? I do feel like there's an energy of this person. They did talk about you. It's like I'm getting gossip about gossip, right? So at one point, the person that you were talking to, they were like trash talking, and maybe they were venting to somebody that also knows you, and they were trying to make it seem like they're just so heartbroken and they're just so upset and they just don't understand why, and how could you do this? You know what I mean? Like, this person is like, they were really upset, like talking about you, you know, just boo-hooing in their feelings and trying their best to paint themselves as a villain. Why would this person treat me like this? Why would this person leave me behind? Why did this person block me? I didn't do anything. But the person that they were telling all this to, now they're telling somebody else, like, this person's a fool. This person, they really thought they were going to play with group 3. They really thought that they were going to talk to group 3 any kind of way and take group 3 for granted. They thought they were going to treat group 3 any kind of way. They were wrong. This person has really been like, why did they think that group 3 was going to put up with that? They are dead wrong for that. Group 3 was nothing but nice to them. Group 3 did nothing but support them. Why would they do that? Right? That's what these people are really saying. So with the King of Wands, it's like, this person, I'm getting that this person overestimated their value, right? With the hot above it, this person thought they were hot shit. This person thought they were too big to fail. They thought that nobody can resist them. Who's going to resist them, right? They can hit group 3 up anytime they want. They can say whatever they want to group 3. Group 3 is going to forgive them. This person had this like inflated sense of importance in your life, but not just your life. They're like this with multiple people. They're like this with multiple people where they overinflate how influential or how important they are in people's lives. And I think it's because at the end of the day, this person knows for a fact they don't have anything to offer anybody, but their ego can't accept that. It's giving Delulu. It's giving illusions of grandeur. You know what I mean? Possibly narcissistic. We don't know, but it's giving like, and I feel like this is somebody who overly relies on their looks, right? They feel this way. They feel like they can kind of have people wrapped around their finger and they can just get this and that from people because for a long time they have relied on their looks. And I'm focused on the wand of this King of Wands. They focused on their looks and how good they are in bed, right? This is somebody who be slinging their thing around, right, for a plate of food or a place to sleep. I'm not gonna lie. It's giving homosexual. It's giving somebody who they use their body and their looks to get resources from people, and somehow that is like really inflated their ego, right? They overly rely on this because maybe from their experience this is the only way they can get certain things from people, because like I said, it's not like they're offering anything else. So they've learned to kind of leverage their looks. And this is somebody, like I said, they lack the discipline. They want to run the streets. They want to be free. This person, they don't want to be honest. They don't want to be respectful. They don't want to settle down and commit. Whatever it is that they don't want to do, they don't want to do it because they feel like they will get more from others if they're available to others. So this person doesn't want to make themselves unavailable to others because then they see that as them limiting what they can take, limiting what they can extract or harvest from other people. So this person could be like an energy vampire. They could be somewhat of a social butterfly, socialite. They like to socialize. They like to mingle. They like to rub shoulders. But like I said, this person, they be looking for people to like mooch off of, okay? With the Hermit here, I feel like the person talking mainly, they're talking about this person, right? And how they did you. And so this person is like calling them a fool, and they're basically saying like they need to grow up. With the Hermit, they're calling this person out for not being mature enough and not having enough insight. They're criticizing this person's inability to reflect. This person hasn't really reflected possibly. And they're basically saying this person needs to do some introspective work to figure out why they're having this issue with you. And this might not be the first time somebody has abandoned them, quote unquote abandoned. This is probably not the first time somebody's abandoned them. They've treated other people like this. And so this person who's talking about them is like, look, you keep doing the same thing. And maybe this person is really hurt, right? This person may really be hurt, right? They may have an abandonment wound that was triggered by you leaving them. But at the same time, even if they have this wound, it's partly self-inflicted, right? Maybe at first they suffered some type of abandonment trauma and it opened this wound. But now because they have this wound, they're unwilling to commit, they're lying, they're avoidant, they're doing all these things that at the end of the day create a self-fulfilling prophecy. You give people reasons to want to abandon you. And so somebody is saying like they need to really sit down and heal these wounds, be introspective, and maybe they won't keep treating people like this. Somebody is saying they really need to sit down and look at why certain people don't want them in their life. The Nine of Wands is underneath. Like this person, they're saying like you're happier without them. You're good without them, right? And you close this door. We got the Nine of Pentacles again right underneath this. Like I said, all that energy and love that you were putting towards them, you put it towards yourself. In fact, they don't even realize that you are so abundant. You were able to take care of yourself and give to them. But if they don't appreciate it, you don't have to do that, right? Like you have more than enough to sustain your own self-love, and you're just not interested in somebody who isn't going to do the work as well, right? You've done work on yourself. This person, they need to do some work as well. All right, group 3. I feel like I want to end the reading there. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it resonated. If it did, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment And if you would like to be notified whenever I post new videos, then make sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell. Bye, Group 3.